field as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Jacksonville, Florida. Cam Little out for the opening kick. And we're off from Jacksonville. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. First play is to the air. Into the hands of Garrett Wilson. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
As a man, it's Tyler Conklin. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Pass play coming here. That's caught for the first. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
On the move, headed right. He loses the football. Jags pick it up. Well, a lot of positives for the offense. They were moving the ball pretty well until they coughed it up to kill this drive.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Really outside of ball security, that was a strong opening possession from the offense. If anybody underwhelmed, it was really the defense. They got to play a little tougher. Not always going to be a takeaway to bail them out.
First and 10 from the 41.
Decent 24. Shot alert! Shot alert! Go, let's go! Here we go, son.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Go! Silver.
From the 38. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Check, Panther. 11. It's hot.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And have him gain up about a handful there. Quincy Williams making the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Ready.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Go! Hey, I'm gun.
They give it to him again. Home to the right. And he is all the way ahead to the 13-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Hey, run!
They have themselves another 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Has it in close. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one right down the middle. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. On return, here comes Davis. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. He's trying to push the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
They'll run here. It's Hall. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. Trying again, Hall. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Offense up to the line fast. Hall. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Jets will reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Kicking unit comes out for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets tie this game 7-7. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return coming from the 14. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Hey. 11, Agate. 13, Lou.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show up.
And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Jets get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force one where he shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
1st and 10, looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Now for that defense, who puts a sack on the board.
That throw finds Conklin. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They've got a first to begin the frame. Handoff running left. Here's Hall. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 23. Got Williams, and it's complete. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. A give left side for Hall. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
Hey, Kate, sorting through traffic, seeking out a runner, that is this guy's domain. And boy, does he know how to operate in it.
Driven backward to the 11 as they line up for 2nd and goal. Throwing off the play fake here. This one's caught. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal.
Let's go.
Hall. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a 1-yard pickup there. Now a call to make on 4th and goal from the 1.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
And goal, tie game. They send a tight end in motion. They'll run for it with Hall. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs.
And what a battle of wills we just got to see. Fighting in the trenches on the 4th down run. Trying to play conservative, keep it on the ground to power it across, but there was no overcoming a front just as equally motivated to get off the field.
Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them the 1st down.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Now it's Sauce Gardner dropping him there. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Hey, Lion.
They'll send him over right. Back-to-back carries here. He's got a gain of 6 there. That was Sauce Gardner dropping him there. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
Here we go.
Lawrence now off the play action. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass in a 4th down instead.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. 42 yards on that punt. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. From midfield now. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. He'll throw it. He beams one deep right side. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. That throw intended for Malachi Corley. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Here's a throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Foye Oluwakin with the pick. And the Jaguars take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. The Jaguars in a good starting spot for this drive. Coming up, 1st and 10. Lawrence in the pistol. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. And he makes the Huffs go. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure. But instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Fielded at the 14. Massive hit. The ball is out. And they steal it back on the return. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Just look at everyone flying down the field. And when they fly down the field, they got 2 things in mind, Kate. Number 1, get the returner down. And number 2, separate the ball if you can. It's rare that it happens, but it sure is exciting when it does.
This has been a trend. Yet another interception. And the Jaguars have it as he records the first interception of his young career. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
Dirty left.
Now Lawrence coming off a pick. They get it right back. That's intercepted. And the Jets are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, they had the advantage for a moment, Brock, but turns out that is all just that moment because they throw an interception and give the ball right back.
And for once, both coaches on both sidelines are preaching the same message. Take care of the ball. Not often you see back-to-back plays end in interceptions, and we're right back to where we were just a couple moments ago.
Toward the sideline and caught by Wilson. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll give the Jets a first down. He's dropping back to throw. And he hauls it in for the New York touchdown. The Jets parlay the interception into points. Malachi Corley the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. This taken from the 12. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Working quickly here. Another carry for him. Breaks across midfield, hits the opposing territory. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Setting up the screen. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Quincy Williams making the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here's 2nd and 7. That's Thomas. He's got it. Escapes a defender. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Got him in. It's Thomas. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Jags working fast here, trying to get back to the line. They give it to him up the middle. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. The Jaguars are going to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that forces them to 4th and goal.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Less than a yard, all that's needed on 4th and goal.
On red. Hey, kill.
Going power with the big tight end. And he's in for the touchdown. The Jaguars make it a 1-score game before halftime. On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. That's Odafe away with a stop.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Kickoff taken at the 13. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Red on red. Hot.
Running this one left. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
Hey, Lion.
Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Great job. Take right open.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. This is hauled in by Ingram. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
23.
1st and 10 from the 41.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. He completes it in traffic. And he's going to go down right along midfield stripe.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Davis there to grab it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Sticking in the air with Lawrence. He's got it at the 5. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. And that's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
Teammates notice when they got a guy willing to take it on the chin to get rid of the pass. That's a pass that's going to earn a lot of points with the other 10 players, not just today, but when they go back and watch that play on tape.
They'll try and punch it in. Has the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars cut into the lead coming out of halftime. On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars tie this game at 21. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. He's going to field this at the 2. And look at this return. And they'll be looking at some decent field position. He's out of bounds up towards the 35. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll throw to begin this drive. And that one's cut along the left sideline. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Give him 24 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has. You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And he's out of bounds. Not the return that he had drawn up. No way. And actually loses yards. New series coming up following the punt. And the Jaguars are going to take over from deep in their own side. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Open. All right, let's go. Here we go. Hey, Jupiter. 11. That's hot.
Now Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So that brings up 2nd down. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice. Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Go.
Putting the tight end in motion. Throwing his Lawrence on 3rd down. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Jets offense will take over inside of enemy territory. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing it to start this drive. This is reeled in by Wilson. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. On the counter, Hall. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker on the stop. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. And incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return starts at the 9. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Hey, go, go! Go, go! Hey, kill! Hot!
Out of the gun. Hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And this is scooped up by the Jets. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing now, following the turnover. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. He was looking Malachi Corley's way there, and now it's 2nd down.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back now, pressure on its way. Into the hands of Conklin. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
1st down from the red zone. He's on the move. That's complete to Wilson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. The Jets have it with a lead to start the 4th, but the win's not secure quite yet. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They'll throw it again. He has it at the 5. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. Hall takes it straight ahead. Is in for the New York touchdown. The Jets capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. Breece Hall with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. That's going to be taken in at the 8. This return makes it up to the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
On red.
They send the tight end in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Jets take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Oh, boy. They cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and 2 very different tones and tenors on these 2 sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Working inside the red zone. Rolling out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, New York! The Jets can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Garrett Wilson with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Red on red.
They've got a man in motion. First down throw. Lawrence. Complete. It's Ingram. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10. It's Lawrence. That's completed right side. Keeps himself upright. He makes it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars get it back to within 2 possessions. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
They recognize the situation they're in now. After that score, they're going to try to get it right back. And the Jets are able to recover the kick. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Here's Hall once more. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
Back to throw now. 3rd down. Forced out to his right. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Field goal try upcoming from the Jets. You better get all of this one. It's got a ways to go. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And their lead holds steady at 10.
Really, Kate, that miss doesn't change a whole lot about the game management here. The only thing it does is provide a bit more momentum for the offense, running out in need of 2 quick scores.
The Jaguars in a good starting spot for this drive. Coming up, 1st and 10.
Silver.
Lawrence working from the gun. He fires one deep down the middle. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Now it's Lawrence. Oh, no, they get him yet again. takes this one back for the pick six. Went to the old well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Yeah, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and they had somebody there waiting for it that time.
The extra point is up, and it is good. And the Jets take a 3-possession lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Return coming from the 14. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Hey, let's go. Here we go.
Now Lawrence coming off a pick. Completed to his running back. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Let's go. Hey, kill.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Lawrence throwing here. The Jets get there and bring him down.
Hey, kill.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
Think right.
Trying again following the sack. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
3rd and long for him here. That finds Ayuk complete. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Offense in the hurry up here. Desperation time here on 4th. Finds the in route complete. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Motioning left is their running back. Lawrence looking to throw. Hits his running back. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Working quickly here. 2nd and 4. Brought in by Ayuk. It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Jaguars trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Hey, go. Here we go, son.
From the red zone now. Doesn't have the hook up there. Incomplete pass. Couldn't find Brian Thomas Jr. on that throw. So now it'll be 2nd and goal.
On red. Silver.
They'll send him up the middle. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. So the penalty takes some of that distance away. Things tightening up here for 2nd and goal. Run. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. And this is caught. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars get it back to within 2 possessions. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Little tacks on the extra point. And the Jaguars cut the lead down to 10. So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And the Jets are able to recover the kick.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Here's a give to Hall. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. And it's a nickel set from the Jags on this third down. One of the tight ends motioning left. Third down give to Hall. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their third. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. Fair catch hauled in at the 18-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And they'll be backed up a good bit for this drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Go, go, let's go. Hey, Lion. Go, go. Here we go.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. And a man is there to knock that away. That throw was looking for Brandon Ayuk. And that'll bring up second down.
Rip, 23.
Slot man motioned over. Lawrence trying again on second. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
Easy.
Got a man, it's Thomas. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Jags working fast here, trying to get back to the line.
Complete to number 7, Brian Thomas. 10 yards on the pickup. It's second
From the 47.
at the 47-yard line.
Caught, nice gain left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.